essential for using tools and understanding work procedure, etc. Training. Training is the action of teaching an individual a particular skill or type of behavior. A training can be different in regarding of objective, subjective, place, etc. There are general, vocational, and business training. Sir, do I also need to answer number two?
No, no, no. Just one of them, because I want to give as much as opportunities to different people, not always the same person as well. Okay. So she told about she wrote about education and training for employment, right? So based on this education and training for employment, I want you to recall, okay, you remember in grade 6, you had that lesson, right? Exactly, there was a lesson in grade 6 where you had to show the importance of training, education with employment and training with employment. So based on that, it is itself coming here. So if you want me to show on the screen also, I can show you. But after a few minutes after second question. Is that clear? Okay. So that exact answer for you to recall of grade 6 also. So you can take a reference of grade 6 book also. And if you have the book with you itself, sometimes you can just take a reference quickly as well. So page number of your grade 6 book, if you find there, it's on page number 22. If you really want that. Okay. Now next question. Next question goes to Riva. What do you mean by general and vocational training?
So, sir, general training is basically people knowing different skills.
Okay.
And vocational training is basically people knowing different skills about a specific subject.
Okay. So for that answer, I don't think it's difficult because directly on page number 32, you can find that answer and you can just write that in your own words. But how much CS pool is not enough. Is that clear? Like I told you, you have to think at least from 5 marks perspective, because it can sometimes come in 5 marks, it can come in 4 marks, it can come in 3, 2, 1, anything. But the maximum will be 5 in OBT according to the present national curriculum for grade 8. Is that clear? So I just want you to practice itself from now. So like in grade 8, how much you can do that, okay?
Sir, we are not grade 8.
No, I'm saying you, like if
Sir,
you're
but
like you
in
are
grade
practicing.
8, you said there will not be OBTE, no?
I didn't say that directly, okay? I told there
There
might not
might
be,
not
but
be.
there might not be, but for you there will be 99.999 100%. Okay. So it doesn't mean that immediately it will be removed. So the decision will be going on, means maybe it will be 1 year, maybe 2 years. They might take time to decide. Is that clear? So it's not that the decision will come immediately at times also. Okay. So sometimes the decision will be there. Sometimes some official things. Again, you don't know when they will again decide to keep it again. Is that clear? You don't know who is going to come there as in charge in the National Curriculum Center, who is going to again bring it back again. You don't know anytime. So you have to just know the news, but don't be confident it will be fully removed. Until it doesn't get removed, you have to be getting yourself like prepared for that, right? Is it clear? So I'm just telling you, this is how sometimes some curriculum are changed with the time to bring sometimes quality. Okay, so maybe thinking this might not be appropriate for grade 7, 8. Let's keep it for grade 11. Yes, they have already kept it for grade 11. Is that clear? But the vocational part. So how it's going to be kept, that's a thing. It's not immediately kept. The plan will, this is how it will be going on. Okay, so that is just news for you to also understand. Okay, so this is how the curriculum is getting designed. So because these things are what you need to know, how the curriculum gets designed, who plans them, all these things are itself part of education. Okay, now all of you please turn on your camera.
Okay, sir. 1
Sir,
second. Okay.
I'm
But
in data pack.
you don't have to wait for the teacher to say to turn on the camera. Okay, please turn it on.
Sir, is it
Sir, I'm
on?
using data, so I won't be able to turn it off.
Data.
Sir, is it on?
Yeah, it's off. Right now, Ipsa, Soil, Brahmin, Ishan, Rivas, I cannot see the camera, and I don't see him there at all. His blank screen is coming.
No, sir, that is his wife.
That is his wall. That's what I told. Where is he also? I don't know.
Sir, but my camera is on. Wait, okay, sir, I'll rejoin.
Okay. So, so you know what you're supposed to write. Are you all clear about what you're supposed to write in that answer now? Okay, let's move quickly to the next lesson. And I told you, if you go so much in detail, the thing is that we'll not be able to finish the course. So what do you think? Is it better that we finish the course, or is it that we go so much in detail for the lessons only? Just listening to your perspective, what do you think on it?
Finish the course.
Finish the
Yeah,
course.
so I think we should aim for trying to finish the course, but at the same time we are speeding up in this part. Why? The one of the reason is because the government has written to finish only 4 units from business orientation, and that's how the syllabus has been given. Is that clear? However, we'll be going through all of them, but speeding up. Is that clear? Because government told to just finish 4 of them. That's how it was written, and then at least let's just speed up so that we have idea of all of them for this year also. Okay, and in exam of grade 8, you can choose the option. So out of that, whichever you feel easy, then you can attempt them. But 4 you have to study in detail yourself. Out of all of them, which one you feel easier? Is that clear? From teacher will be speeding up, okay, during that time. But for you, you just, so in business orientation part, I'll just be speeding up. Is that clear? With those lessons that it is kept in option. Option means out of all of them, only 4, if you know 4 of them, others will be all coming in or. And out of or, whichever you feel was easier for you, you can just attempt them. Is that clear? I'll also be keeping as in the same format when we finish that. Is it clear? Okay, now go to page number 34. Institutions involved in technical education and vocational training. So institutions involved in technical and vocational training. So we have studied about some of the institutions in grade 6 also. You remember? Yes or no? It's the similar. Like if you make a connection, in grade 6, we studied about some of the occupational training institutions and programs. And they were also almost similar. So we'll finish this very quickly right now, just summarize, and then I'll give you a activity to comprehend this lesson, and you will get the concept. Okay. So from my side, I'll give a very quick concept, but before that, let's see your prior knowledge as a brainstorming, just asking few of you randomly. Krishma, can you tell me what you studied in grade 6 about those different institutions and programs, different training institutions and program that you studied in grade 6? How much you remember, just to see how much you are remembering.
Sir, what did you ask?
So what were some of the institutions and programs, training institution and programs for occupational training?
Vocational training institutions.
Yes, can you give name a few of them? It's fine, you're coming to the point. I'm just warming you up
Um,
so that you know what we're going to do. Yes.
Non-governmental organization.
Okay, you have seen the book of grade 7 itself untold, right? But in grade 6, you remember about all the skill development training center, cottage and small industry development committee, Federation of Nepalese Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Council for Technical Education and Vocational Training, Labor Import Center, Skill for Employment Project. Do you remember to some extent? Okay. So one of the objective is to just make sure at least you remember. Do you remember studying them? Okay, I will just show this. Okay, so you must have a little recall about this. So this was a thing. Okay, I know you didn't study line by line from the book, but just the concept. I'm also asking about the concept, okay, to some extent. So these are the similar things that we are going to study. So we're just connecting with grade 6, so it becomes easier for us to understand. Is it clear? But if you don't even like remember also, it's now fine for now, okay, because it is difficult. I also remember, like when I was also a student, it was difficult for me to also recall most of the things. Right now also it's difficult for me to recall. If I go to one level of studies, say let's say I went to study MPhil, and they taught me one lesson in one semester, I'll also forget in another semester. That's also, I think, sure, okay, because it's very difficult to recall at times. But after recalling, as the teacher says, then to some extent we remember them. Okay, it's not so easy to remember them easily also. Okay, so skill development center, all these things were like itself in grade 6 that you studied, or we studied. That's what I have to assume to some extent. Even if you didn't study, I know you studied, but maybe you forgot also. Is that clear? Or maybe you could even say so. Okay, can you tell some more like occupational training institutions and program? What do you still remember? Not, you can say the same thing that is in what you studied in grade 6, not grade 7. Okay, do not tell from grade 7. Grade 7, the book is of course in front of you. Everyone knows that, right? You will just see them and
For employment project.
yes.
Labor import center.
What center? Labor import center.
Labor.
Okay.
Skill for employment project.
Skill employment project, yes. So these were the different things that you studied in grade 6. No, it's fine. Whoever speaks, okay, even if I speak or a friend speaks, the main thing is that we should be learning. Exactly. If only I speak, then only my neck will pain, but you will never have a practice of speaking. Okay, is that clear? Just to make it interactive. I know, like wherever if they read from the book also, I accept it. Okay, I know that. I know what is happening, but the main objective is to just make sure the learning is going on, at least by majority of you. Okay, so these are the same thing and similar type of thing that we are going to study. And both don't think it's directly repetition so much. Is that clear? If it is repetition, then you should be lucky also that it's being very easy to understand that. You can always keep side by side if you want to see, if you think it will make it easier for you to remember what was there in grade 6 and what is it connected here. Okay, so these are the various like training institution in grade 6. Now we are also going to study about the different institutions that's involved in technical education and vocational training, which is almost similar. Okay, in context to that, because we're going every year with the same thing in social studies or maybe OBT, it's almost a similar theme. Theme is the main theme there. You can see the unit name, right? That's what I told. So under training in unit 3, in unit 2, employment training and education. Under training, we already studied about the training. Now under education, we are going to study this, which are the institution involved to educate them. Is that clear? So now this lesson under this unit is trying to give us knowledge about those, is trying to give us education about those institutions that are involved in giving training relating to technical education. So regarding this education, you already studied in grade 6 also, like in social studies. You studied education as one of the infrastructure of development, isn't it? So in that, education as one of the infrastructure of development, like you know when the history of education started in Nepal. All of you can go to page number 34. Now I'm going to show you on my screen also, but something for you to also see. Okay, but after just wait, okay. So you know when like education was started in Nepal, before 2007, before democracy was brought in Nepal, like after that democracy, then king was, it's like after democracy came in Nepal in 2007 with the help of King Tribhuvan and other parties, mainly the Congress party at that time, right, who was very involved, right? Then democracy came in Nepal, and then there was elected prime minister. If not, Ranas were ruling. You know that, right? For 104 years. Just to recall that. But during that time, there was like no good education. Like the education was not given to the public. It was only for the Rana family. So afterwards, the education started in Nepal, and then slowly all this institution to everything has been continuing in Nepal. So after that, technical education, like you can see, even in technical education, like CTVT was established. That is the Council for Technical Education and Vocational Training. That was established, right? Technical Education School in 2037 BS, and that's how like people were getting technical education so that they could get employed. Knowledge is not only enough to get employed. Moreover, skills are needed. Even when you go to like when you are studying, you will be needing more skills itself in your organization. Different skill, teamwork skills, right? uh, Technical skills. You might have to be technically also sound. You might have to be a very good team player. You might need other skills also. Different skills, communication skills is always there. You have to have very good communication. That's what the employer is also going to look into, right? Different skills are needed, right? Similarly, technical skills, that's how uh, people could be getting employment. If it's not practical, people are not going to get employment when you just memorize only. Only memory, like and memorize. It will of course help in teaching also. Okay, it will help in teaching as well, but other skills also might be very important, because you cannot work directly into the field if you don't have other skills. Similarly, like countries like USA, you can see they have more technical people, okay, rather than just having many degrees also to some extent. So you can see in the book, page number 35, there are different institutions involved in that. There are different institutions, CTVT. I'm also going to show on the screen now. The thing was my computer was not turned off. It was like electricity went and it had turned off. Okay, if not, things were ready there already, and most of the things got closed. That's how I can see, because it shows my old browser once I open that old browser that was left. So CTVT, Cottage and Small Industry Department, similar type of thing. Cottage and Small Industry Development Committee, Skill Development Center. You can go to page number 35. Those are the various training institutions that's involved in giving training relating to technical education and vocational education. Training centers under different organizations, private training institutions, non-governmental organizations, technical programs by universities. So these are the various organizations that's involved in training. So we're going to study about these things little more in detail now. Which are these institutions? What do they do? What are their objectives? Okay, when we're like where are they affiliated? What are the course that they have? What is the cost? What is the tenure that they have? Some of the things I will tell. Some of the things you will research. Is that clear? So I will brief mainly the things that's directly there, and for you to research, I'll give you the remaining work what is not written there directly. So first one, on you can see under CTVT, most of these things are also it's all direct under CTVT. Like you can see cottage and small industry department, that is also under CTVT. Okay, and you have you can see others also like cottage and small industry development. Most of these things itself, you can see them. Okay, so first one, CTVT. So what is CTVT? Have you?
Council for Technical Education and Vocational Training.
Okay, it's a council for technical education itself and vocational training, right? So it's a council for. So you can see on the screen programs of CTVT. So CTVT, you will be studying about this again in grade 8 also. Little it keeps on repeating. Okay, and then so you can see this the picture from here itself. I will be keeping a video of that in your assignment. Okay, right now we'll not be seeing that because uh, you can see them in your own time once I attach them. So CTVT is giving training for technical education and vocational training. So far we have been studying about technical education. We studied from first lesson itself, different occupations. They also all come under technical education, whether it be doctors, whether it be nurses or anything. Most of those things are itself coming under technical education itself. Some of the universities are providing those education, being MBBS doctor to different things. Okay, so same way, like there's a separate council for technical education and vocational training, which has been involved in providing technical education since 2045, and it's trying to itself produce technical and skillful human resource. So that technical, okay, not just knowledge from schools, okay, but technical, more on hands-on activity, more on experientially, like they learn with the experiential learning, that practically those type of occupations are like they're trying to produce those type of human resources for those occupation, and itself in high level occupation. I told, like high level is itself doctors, engineers, management people, yes or no, hotel management, different thing, like they are all under technical education, and that's what CTVT has been also working out. So CTVT is itself like has many technical schools under it. Like our school is affiliated more or less under government of Nepal, national curriculum, like it's itself education department, right? That's how it's been affiliated under that. Like under CTVT there are many technical schools which are affiliated, where they sometimes get cert training courses. Okay, to some extent they have the cert training courses, and sometimes they have little longer duration, okay, maybe 2 years, 3 years. That is what we studied in second lesson, right? Yes or no? The duration, do you remember, of different like JTA, JT? That's what we exactly studied. Do you recall that? Yes or no? Didn't we study about JTA, JT, all of them? Yes or no?
Yes,
Like,
sir.
so those type of things are also going to like take, and you saw the TSLC. So TSLC is also going to be provided by CTVT. Is that clear? So their SLC is different and the TSLC is different. So TSLC is being provided by CTVT itself. Like if you are like, if you have already done your SLC and you go for TSLC, then you can just do that within less time. Okay, but if you have not even passed SLC and you go for TSLC, then you take more time. So if you have like already finished your SLC and then you go to take TSLC, it just takes 15 months only. Is that clear? But if you have not done your SLC at all and you go for TSLC, then it takes 29 months. So that's the difference that they do, and they give that degree equivalent, that is TSLC. So you have seen that TSLC before. Now do you know what is TSLC now? To some extent. About the course objective, like of course it's going to be relating to different fields. Okay, job relating to sometimes maybe health, agriculture, engineering, social mobilizers for social awareness, right? Office management, different fields. So that's about CTVT. So I'll keep one video of CTVT itself in the assignment, so you can again see that and recall that. Is it fine? I'm not showing that right now because that is a little long as well. And next one is like cottage and small industry department. So can you see number 2, Department of Cottage and Small Industry? You can see the screen also, you can see your book also. So Department of Cottage and Small Industry, that is also running to provide different types of training in different districts of Nepal. That's around exactly saying 27 districts for now. So that is Department of Cottage and Small Industries. So industries are divided into different types based on their capital, how much fund they have. Okay, is that clear? How much fund they are collecting. If they have less fund, that is a small industry. Yes or no? If they have little more fund than that, then they are going to be in cottage. If they have more fund, they are going to be in large scale industry itself. Is that clear? So here Department of Cottage and Small Industry is one of them. And same way, there is Cottage and Small Industry Development Committee, that is going to be in that is itself giving short-term training programs in 48 mountainous districts. So those, do you know how the country is divided ecologically? Into 3 regions. What are they?
Tarai region.
Mountain, hilly, and Tarai.
Mountain region and
Exactly.
hilly region.
So you know what are the districts in the Tarai, what are the districts in hilly, what are the districts in mountain. I don't want you to tell the fact, but you know the concept, right? Yes or no? You know the concept where the which districts come in mountain region now. All those districts coming in the mountain part, that is the mountainous district. That's where cottage and small industry development committee is working, so that they get to work and they earn their livelihood. Yes or no? Because life in the mountain is also difficult. No proper roads, isn't it? And for them to earn their livelihood, then they have to have some activities. So this type of programs are going to earn and help them in the livelihood project. Is that clear? Now next one is skill development center. You can see in this screen number 3, skill development training center. Itself directly already know skill doesn't only involve communication skill, all these skills that the school is only telling, different skills, technical skills, right? You see so many times the word of skill is already coming. Social skill, collaboration skill, everywhere skill, many different skills. Yes or no? So they are more or less hands-on activity which we will help you to remember on long run. Okay, this knowledge that you just get, you might just forget at times. The fact. You see, grade 6 course you couldn't tell in grade 7. Yes or no? It's a fact, but at least you know you have to remember the concept. Okay, so you have to understand the concept. To make that concept clear, you have to understand the fact for this year. So next year you at least remember the concept of what is this about. Other facts you can also read on your own afterwards also. So skill development training center is going to provide training, short-term training to basic training and special training at different levels. Okay, at local level, municipality, or anything, or nationally or internationally, they're providing different trainings. It could be based on cookery, based on what we studied in previous lesson. Is that clear? Guide to anything. So those type of different courses will be provided, like plumbing, tailoring. All these different skills course will be provided. Is it clear? Now next one is mechanical training center. So in case of mechanical training center, it's going to conduct activities relating to auto mechanics, automobile related, right? All this training will be conducted by mechanical training center. Making that vehicle, making that motorcycle, making that different things. You have seen them. Yes or no? You have been to a workshop when your vehicle has been damaged? Yes or no?
My dad has workshop.
Okay. So
He
that's
owns dealership.
okay. So you understand what is that about, right? Like
Yeah,
different
the
companies itself
the
have,
cars
yes,
and the bike.
yeah. So you'll find their automobile engineer also to different bottom level, like basic level occupation itself also working, right? Different level of people will be working in that uh, workshop itself. Like I had my cousin who was working for a Bajaj. Okay, he was a automobile engineer itself, or something within that. He was working for Bajaj earlier, but as an engineer
My
itself.
dad
He
has
was himself from engineer. The engineer means is going to look overall of the whole thing that's directly affiliated to the company. So you can just understand. So there are various level of people working. But in this case, it's going to provide short courses for like itself other mechanical people who can also work. Okay, is that clear? We don't need to go so much in detail. Okay. Now next one is next one is like vocational education and training promotion project. Vocational education and training promotion, training promotion project. So this is itself also under Ministry of Education. Most of them are under Ministry of Education, which is providing employment-oriented programs to the youths mainly, so that the youths get the skill and they are engaged. Because you can see most of the youths are going itself to Gulf countries and they're working in such pathetic condition where they don't have skills, and sometimes because of not having proper skills, then they are fired from the job. Yes or no? Because the employer always want people who have skills and who can make them profit to some extent. Yes or no? They don't want someone who cannot work there. So that's why like youths are also being given certain trainings through this vocational education and training promotion project through Ministry of Education. So and after that we have training run by non-governmental organizations. So from NGOs, go to page number 38. On your screen is just a summary, okay, just for you to recall, okay. It's like a summary on the screen. Training run by non-governmental organizations can be from INGOs, can be from NGOs itself. So from INGOs, like INGOs are also providing training, like from INGOs like UN, UN is itself also providing training. There are other organizations like Helvetus, Care Nepal, DFID. These are all international organizations. What is international organization?
The organizations which are international.
Okay, they are international because they are working in 2 or more countries. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
It could be that they are working in 10 countries, 15 countries. How many countries? Okay, maybe, but at least minimum 2. Is that clear? So that they look like an international organization. Some international might be just working for 2, some might be working for 10, some might be working for more. So they are all international, like UN is international. Helvetus is international. Okay, maybe some parents are also working. Care Nepal is international. Okay, DFID is international. There are other organizations which are international, but for our objective on this thing, these are the ones who are working for technical education and vocational training. Is that clear? UNICEF is also international, but we don't need UNICEF here because UNICEF is not providing any technical education. It's working for children. Yes or no? You know what is UNICEF, right? That's also international. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now next is training run by private institutions.
Sir, it's time.
Yeah, let me just wrap this up, okay, quickly. I know that, but training run by private institutions, like you can see, there is FNCCI, Federation. Go to page 37. Okay, in private institutions, you can see there are various private institutions which are working to provide training. Private institution, there might be some private institution nearby your home. It's also providing training, mobile training, yes or no, repairing TV training, isn't it? They might be giving private training, maybe for plumbing, maybe for giving electrician training. Okay, these are all private institutions. They are working privately. They're just affiliated and to government. They just take the affiliation and then they start providing training. And finally, the last one is technical programs run by universities. Like universities itself, like you can see KU, you can see various institutions, right? Trivandrum University, many universities are also providing training for medical, engineering, surgery, pharmacy. All this we studied earlier. These are all done by the university. So all this is what is meant by institutions involved in technical education and vocational training. Is that clear? So all of these are involved in providing technical education and vocational training. Is that clear? Is it clear? So I'll give you an activity as your assignment where you will be told to stay in group and fill that table up according to that. That table will be in spreadsheet, but you need to make sure you have a different copy with you and paste it in the main place so that your friends also can see your work. Is that clear? Okay, and there will be few additional questions from book also. In the book, there are only 2 questions. Okay, is it fine now? Any confusion? If you have any confusion, you can ask in next period after you go through them again also. Is that clear? Okay, thank you so much. I told you for this month we have been trying to just summarize them. Okay, I will summarize more, but if I summarize more, then you will not understand.
Okay, sir. Bye, sir.
Okay, bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Bye, bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye,
Bye,
bye.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.